Here is a moral story about honesty. There once was a young boy named Jack who lived in a small village. Jack was known for being a kind and honest person, but he often struggled with temptation. One day, while out walking, Jack came across a small bag filled with gold coins. Without hesitation, he picked up the bag and brought it home. As he was counting the coins, Jack couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement. He had never had so much money before, and he couldn't wait to spend it. However, as he continued to count, his conscience began to weigh on him. He knew that the rightful owner of the money was probably out there somewhere, desperately searching for their lost treasure. Despite the temptation to keep the money for himself, Jack made the difficult decision to be honest and do the right thing. He gathered all of the coins and set out to find the owner. After asking around town and showing the coins to several people, Jack finally found the owner, an elderly man who had lost the bag while on his way to the market. The man was overjoyed to be reunited with his money and thanked Jack profusely for his honesty. From that day on, Jack's reputation for honesty and integrity only grew. People in the village knew that they could always trust him, and he became a respected member of the community. The moral of the story is that honesty is always the best policy. No matter how tempting it may be to keep something that isn't rightfully ours, doing the right thing and being honest will always pay off in the end. As Jack grew older, he learned to value honesty and integrity even more. He realized that these virtues were the foundation of a good and fulfilling life. He also came to understand that honesty was not always easy and that it often required great courage and self-discipline. One day, Jack was offered a job at a large company in the city. He was thrilled at the opportunity and eagerly accepted the position. However, as he began working, Jack soon discovered that his boss was dishonest and corrupt. He would often cut corners and engage in unethical practices in order to make a profit. At first, Jack tried to ignore his boss's behavior and focus on doing his own work to the best of his ability. However, as time went on, he could no longer turn a blind eye to the wrongdoing happening around him. He knew that he had to speak up and do something about it. Despite his fear and uncertainty, Jack summoned the courage to confront his boss. He explained that while he valued his job and the opportunity to work at the company, he could not in good conscience continue to work for someone who engaged in unethical practices. To Jack's surprise, his boss did not become angry or retaliate. As Jack's career progressed, he became known as a leader in his field. His honesty and integrity had earned him the respect of his peers and superiors, and he was often sought out for advice and guidance. One day, a young woman named Sarah approached Jack for help. Sarah was new to the company and was struggling to navigate the corporate world. She was tempted to compromise her values in order to fit in and succeed, but she knew deep down that it was not the path she wanted to take. Jack listened to Sarah's concerns and shared with her his own experiences and struggles with honesty and integrity. He encouraged her to stay true to herself and to always do what was right, even when it was difficult. Sarah took Jack's words to heart and made a commitment to live her life with honesty and integrity as her guiding principles. She knew that it would not always be easy, but she was determined to stay true to herself. Years went by, and Jack and Sarah both found themselves in positions of leadership within their company. They were determined to use their positions to make a positive impact and to continue to promote honesty and integrity within their organization. As they worked together to create a culture of transparency and ethical behavior, they noticed a change in the way their employees worked and the way they viewed their roles within the company. Productivity and morale increased, and they were receiving positive feedback from both their employees and customers. As their company continued to grow, Jack and Sarah began to think about the impact they could have beyond their organization. They decided to start a nonprofit organization whose mission was to promote honesty and integrity among young people in their community. They began to visit schools and spoke to young people about the importance of honesty and integrity, and how these values can positively impact their lives and the lives of those around them. They shared their own experiences and the impact these values had on their own lives and careers. As the nonprofit grew, it attracted the attention of local business leaders and government officials. They began to ask for Jack and Sarah's advice on how to create a culture of integrity within their own organizations. As Jack and Sarah continued to share their knowledge and experience, they saw a positive change happening not just within their own company but also within their community. They felt fulfilled and motivated, knowing that they were making a difference in the world through the promotion of honesty and integrity. Years went by, and Jack and Sarah both retired. They both knew that they had lived a meaningful life and that they had made a positive impact on the world around them. They were grateful for the lessons they had learned and were proud to have lived a life guided by honesty and integrity. They knew that their legacy would continue to inspire others for generations to come. The moral of honesty is that being truthful and transparent in one's actions and words is an essential component of a fulfilling and meaningful life. And so, the story comes to a close, but the lessons learned will stay with us forever.